Hey diamonds, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Adele of Be Diamond with Adele. Whatever topic we cover here, whatever we do, we are here to shine bright like diamonds, right? So today in this video I am going to show you a tutorial and step by step of how to make this gorgeous, beautiful summer dress that I made for a photo shoot. It's very simple. It's unbelievable. Anybody can make it, whether you are a beginner, whether you are a professional who just wants a different simple pattern. So we are going to do that today. I'm going to take you through everything, and it's not going to be long at all. Right, this is my work fit. You are allowed to learn everything and to comment on everything, but not my work fit, okay? Don't mind me. So I love learning myself. I love to learn about everything. I'm very curious, and I find out that as I learn, I like some styles of teaching and I don't like other styles. So I am going to use a style today in this tutorial that I think is very easy for anybody to understand. So it might be different from what you've ever seen on YouTube, but it is my style, and let me know if that works for you. If there's anything that I can tweak or twitch, let me know. I will definitely cater to that and consider whatever you tell me. So first of all, we are going to discuss fabric type. So this here is a polyester fabric from the shop where I buy it from. I will link the shop down below. They actually call it banguting fabric, like for chair covering and drapey dresses and skirts and suiting, actually, like suits and jackets and trousers for work and everything. You will recognize it as soon as you touch it, or if you know what I'm talking about. So this is the fabric that we are going to work with. I had a roll of it because it is very affordable, very cheap fabric in price, but not in quality. It's beautiful. I'm sure you can see how it drapes on the dress. Information is key, I believe, in everything. You can use any fabric of choice for this kind of dress. I've used like proper rigid cotton fabric. I've used jersey stretchy fabric. It will still do the same thing. So I thought I would put that out there. The tutorial is going to be very straightforward. So I hope you've gotten that you can use any type of fabric that you like. Onto how much fabric we need for this particular dress. Remember, we want it to be full and also drapey and all the way to the floor. So with this fabric that I have here, the width of it is 60 inches, and for this particular dress, just 3 meters of fabric with a width of 1.5 meters will make the dress easier to do it on paper. So let's say this is our 3 meters. So this is our 3 meters, right? And this is our 1.5 meters, right? This length of fabric is our 3 meters, and this is 1.5. When you fold it, you'll get 2 squares of fabric. I will lay the fabric down for you so that you see. This is just to be clear as you are thinking or making your own pattern. I'm trying to make it as clear for you as possible. So when you've had your fabric like this, you want to fold it like so, right? Fold it like so. So when we have our fabric like this, we are going to cut here. That will be where we'll join our band. We are going to cut here, and from there we are going to measure the length of our like lower bit and cut a circle. This is just to give you a clear picture, okay? So have this in your mind. Now we are going onto the fabric. Are we together? I hope it's simple. To make the dress, we only need 4 pieces of the pattern. You'll see clearly when I cut as well, when I lay it all down to cut. So the first piece is this whole body bit. That's the bigger piece. That's 1 piece. And the second bit is this band that goes over your boobs. And then the third piece is the straps, and that's just like a trimming that I found in the haberdashery shop. I loved it. Sunflower blends in very well with the yellow. And then the pockets, right? So just 4 pieces only. Next, into the measurements. With your tape measure, you want to first measure your over the boob, okay, because that's where the band is going to go. Number 2, you are going to want to measure around your boobs, okay, as well. So you're writing that down, over the boobs, around your boobs. You don't need any waist or any hip, honestly, because it's just, it holds here and then flows from the boobs going all the way to the floor. And then the third one, you want to measure over the boobs all the way to the floor, just all for the measurements really. And you also need your strap, okay? So that'll be over your boob, like after the allowance of the band. And you can just turn around and touch, you know, where you know and feel you want your straps to go. You can easily just eyeball your measurements and tweak and adjust the simple guidelines. So there we are. You can see our fabric all laid down now. You can see that it's still laid down on fold. I did not cut at all the 3 meters. It's laid down on fold. Now I am going to fold it so that we can get into cutting. You can see clearly how we have now folded our fabric in half like that. Now we're going ahead to just measure again or refer to the measurements we have written before. That's over the bust, and then we take it to our fabric measured in a division of 4. We've cut off the top bit. Now we have measured our skirt length, and then now it's all cut and it looks like that. Make sure to save all these bits. We are going to need them for later. We don't throw anything away. Now we are back onto our cutting table. So when we open our skirt bit, this is what we have. This is the guideline of our bottom bit. You can already see it's dropping all the way to the floor and already taking shape of how it's supposed to be. We've got 2 pieces here. So for pockets, I just like to do it this way. So this is our top bit, right? this part is where our band is going to go, and from our band we have our straps. So for pockets, I just like to do it like this, depending on your height. Remember, you are making this especially for yourself. I just like to do it where I can actually put my hand in my pocket comfortably, not too low, not too high, where it's comfortable for me. And I just hold it like so and bring it to the other side. You can actually pin it so that it's not fickle or falling off here. And then on that bit, what I was taught in school is called a notch. You take your scissors and then just cut off a bit. It's called a notch. Okay, so that's your marking for where your pocket will start. So now we are going to use the leftover fabric that we've cut from the end of the dress. We are not wasting anything on this fabric. Like I said, the whole 3 meters makes a dress for a person up to a size 24 UK, 26 US, so up to like 4XL, 5XL got enough. So we are going to use this leftover bit to cut our top band and our straps. And off that top bit that we cut on top of the dress, it comes like this. I am going to show you how to simply cut pockets. As you can see, they already look like pockets. Are we together so far? Hopefully, yeah. It's simple. That's how I love to teach. Hope you love it. Let's carry on. So here, that's the measurement of the band. You are free to make yours longer, up to 6 inches if you like. That also helps to lengthen the dress. Now we are cutting our shoulder straps. The standard measurement is like 3 inches in width and only up to like 17 inches in length. And as you can see, we are measuring there and we are going to cut it folded. That's our 17 inches, and we mark it and then we cut it off. That is folded in 4 pieces to have 2 pieces when we have cut the other end, as you can see clearly in the video, snipping the ends there so that we end up with 2 pieces. That's for our shoulder straps. I hope that's all clear. As you can see, we have 2 pieces of our shoulder straps right there. Now onto our ribbon. That's just something I picked off the shop. Like I said, loved it. Place it in the middle. right there in the middle, and then we snip, and we go ahead and do that onto the other strap, and just straightening it up, and then we snip again. There we are, taking shape and looking so cute already. We will come back to that later on how to attach your ribbon to the shoulder straps when we get there. There we go, our 4 pieces. The shoulder straps where the ribbon is, the band for above the boobs, the pockets, and the main bit. Here we go. This is where the magic happens. You can see both the machines are already threaded with the color threads that matches the fabric. Okay, now to the easy bit. I always find the cutting quite more time consuming. The sewing is going to be very quick and easy, so let's start. First and foremost, with the right sides facing outside, we are going to attach our pockets. Remember the notches that we did on the sides, that's where we are going to attach our pockets. So we do them one by one before anything. That's the first step. So we are going to attach our pockets like so. So this is the outside, the right side of your fabric. And to attach your pocket, you take your pocket and place it on the top bit of your notch. So to know which side goes onto the seam, you just remember where you notched on the pocket as well, and you place it on the top bit, and then you pin it like so in place, and you stitch 1/2 centimeter all the way down, just on the pocket bit only. Okay, so we are going to do this to all 4 parts of our bottom bit of the dress. I like to serge it first and then make my stitch on the sewing machine. If you don't have a serger, it's fine. You can use a zigzag scissors or knitting your seams, but for the purpose of just making this is how we attach our pocket. So I am going to go on my machine and I'll serge it first. So this is how my pocket is like serged onto the bottom bit of the dress. And now I am going to stitch it. When you stitch, make sure you tighten the ends of every point where you start and where you end when you stitch, so that it doesn't unravel when you are working with it. So that's my one of the pockets stitched on. This is how it's supposed to be like. You stitch the right sides facing each other. So this is basically what you've got on the 4 notches of both the 2 pieces of our skirt bit. After stitching your pockets on, this is what you should have. One side, second side, the other piece, one side, the other side. This next part you need to pay attention, but you can always go back to the video. We are going to lay down the half bit of our dress to attach the pockets together into one garment now. So laying your bottom bit, wrong side facing down like so, the second layer, and lay it on top now with the right sides facing each other like so. We're going to take our pins and pin in place so that we can sew on our pockets together. So it's very important to make sure you match your pockets here well, and just pin around. I don't recommend to use your machine or to stitch over the pins. That can be harmful to your machine. So pin as far as you can, leaving your seam allowance. So we pin our pockets together. Make sure to match your edges, okay? The most important bits to pin are these bits, okay? Pin it like so, actually. Make sure you're matching. It will come out well as well when you iron. And then just pin here and then so after pinning, this is how it should look like. Take this piece to the machine and stitch all the way here, and then coming in here all the way round, and coming like so. So we are going to stitch like that, right round. That's what we are going to do on the machines on both sides, and I'll come back and show you the next step. Back from the machines, this is what you should have. Your pockets are attached, the sides are attached, and let me just show you how it's looking now. Don't mind my girl here, Swan. Her name is after my brand. So this is how my girl is. You can see how it's like all drapey. Alright, don't mind my girl, she is on a diet. Okay. This part is done. Okay, it is a dress already making sense already. Our pockets are done. She's got pockets. Yep. Next, we are going to go ahead and hem. I've got a serger and overlocking machine, so I'll overlock first and then just hem it down. But in case you don't have a serger, it's quite easy to do a little fold like so and hem around. You can zigzag it as well if you've got a zigzag machine, but I'm going to serge it and then hem it. But you can just turn it around and hem like that, like so. So we are going to do that all right round. There we are. As you can see clearly, that is our serged hem and stitched already neatly. Don't mind about the ripples, because we cut it on circle, it will ripple like that, so don't worry about it. When you iron it, it will look so good and so professional, just like this. Tell the difference. Yeah, now onto the next part, which is the above the bust. The next part that we're going to do is our shoulder straps. Forget this bit for the moment. We are going to do our shoulder straps. Onto our shoulder straps. Here we have our 2 shoulder straps. We are going to fold them and we are going to stitch and turn them over. So our shoulder straps are 17 inches. That's the standard, like for everybody really, that will work. 17 inches if you remember our measurements. I'm going to stitch. There we go. Both our straps are ironed. Now we want to take our trimming and position it in the middle and pin all the way down. Pin it in position. The other one, pin it again. After you're pinning, this is what you should have. And now we're just going to use a sewing machine to stitch as much to the edge neatly as we can. Make sure to remove your pins as you go. Like I said, you do not want to stitch on top of your pins. It's not good for your machines. How gorgeous is that? That's all stitched now. I didn't press it as yet. I'm gonna press it when the garment is finished, but that's done now. Okay, on to the next, to the last bit of the dress. This band that goes above the boobs, right? Don't mind my door, like I said before. So we are almost there. Now we are going to do this bit, attaching this bit with the straps, and then we'll go to the next bit. So this is the second from final stage, attaching this to the band. That's what we're going to do next. Onto the band. You remember the band that we put aside? This would be the size or the measurement of above your boobs, right? So with right sides facing of the two bands, you want to take it and fold it into four like so, and marking a seam allowance of 1/2 centimeter. You want to pin it to give the notion as if we have stitched, but we don't need to stitch it as yet. We just want to pin it down like that, and whilst it's folded like that, you want to go to the other end to mark our half. So like so, this is our half, and we mark it with a notch, our good old notch. What that notch is going to do is to give us a point, middle point, as if it gives us a middle point to position it. So this will be the front part of the front dress, and by the time we come to stitch that will be the back side of our back dress. You want to go ahead again and pin where you've notched down, just to put it in place. This is preparing to put our bands in. Now for our bands, the standard is to measure 4 inches from the midpoint outward and mark 4 inches. You do that on the other side, 4 inches outward. Okay, there we go, our 2 marked lines. Okay, we go ahead and mark on the other side as well, so that you know where to position the straps on the other side. Now we are coming to attach. You slip it between the first 2 layers like so. Okay, remember the nicer edge on the inside, like so, with the ribbon side facing up. So we are just using the 2 top layers only. Okay, and with that mark, we pin down our straps. So that's how it should look like, pinned down. And then we want to flip it over, pin the top 2 layers of the side that we didn't touch the other one, and we want to slide it in between again, remembering where you have marked. Okay, and then we pin again. We have pinned the shoulder straps onto both sides. Now we do not need this part anymore. Okay, So we take these pins out. So we go ahead and take off those pins out, just leaving these ones on. So now we have something like so. Okay, we have something like so. If we were to put it like that after we've stitched, you can already see how it's gonna be like. So what we're going to do is we are going to stitch all the way around, all the way round, all the way around. Back to it. I've finished stitching all the way around, and now we are going to take it upside down to expose the right side, and we want to take our pins and just pin to prepare for ironing. Okay, pin all the way around to prepare for ironing. Right, so after pinning it down, this is what you have. This is the back, and thus the front. There is your band and your shoulder straps on. So I've just pinned there so that it irons well, but then I will remove the pins as I iron, or iron with a cloth over and remove the pins, and then iron over again just to remove the marks of the pins. So let's get to our ironing. That is our band with shoulder straps all ironed. How neat and gorgeous is that? This is going to be going onto the back of our dress, and this will be the front. Right, it's clear. So that's our band all done. Next bit is how to attach it to the dress, but before that we want to close this band. Now remember, we have already measured our above the bust. That's the measurement we used for our band and also on our dress. So we are going to pin this to stitch along here, down here. It will all make sense when I've stitched it. Stitching, we have our band closed now, and you want to turn it. Always want to match the seams there, just for a neat look. Okay, make sure your seams inside are flat like so, so that you don't have that bumpy bit. So it's nice and flat. So you've turned it. So now we have that nice seam that's gonna go at the back. That already marks the center back on our dress. And now we want to mark the sides. You can notch it or just with chalk. Okay, 1 point. You already have the seam point, so you don't need to mark it. But on the front, you've got your notch. Remember, that will guide you to see where the middle is. So you've got your 4 points, 1, 2 on the seam and the notch on the front, and then the sides. You can snip them with notch as well if you want. So that's our band and shoulder straps done. Now we are going to do the last and final bit to attach our band that has got straps already to the dress. So this top part of your dress should match this as well, okay, the size. So attaching now with right sides outside of your dressy bit. You want to take your band and shoulder straps and flip it inside out like so, yeah, and then you clothe it in, and remember our chalked up points or notched up points. This is the side seam. Mark that up, pin that down. So you're just following your pointers now, yeah? And the notch on the band and the notch on the dress, this is our front bits. You pin that as well, and then the side bit with the other side bit with our chalked up bit. There we go. We pin that down again like so. Now we only have one bit to pin down, which is the notch on the dress to that seam of the band. Just attach them again. So that's what we should have now to take to the machine, and you already know what we're going to do. Attaching our band to the dress. Final part. So I'm going to attach our band to the dress. Final part. And after that, I'll serge it. And then when I come back, I'll have a finished garment. Okay, so that's it. The last bit. Woo-wee! There we go. Our final part done. There we have our dress is done. So here we have the one I did the other day for my photo shoot, and this is the one that we have made together. Ta-da! It's all done. I'm so proud of you. Thank you for being here. We've got dresses. We've got a dress. We've made this one together. I am so proud and happy. Well done. Until next time. Enjoy. I really enjoyed making this for you. There's a few pictures after this to check out when I did the photo shoot. Thank you for being here. Until next time. Ta-da!